Alright, so this morning, I haven't made an update in a while because this part's a little embarrassing. But this is our fuel tank. We've got the fuel lines disconnected at the moment. And I've already cut several access holes in the top of our tank. And I've done that because we have a leak. And I will show you here in a bit, but so I've got just a wood cutting blade on my jigsaw, making these little access hatches, and then this one's going to be a little bit larger. This is where our fuel uptake is at, and that's where the sending unit as far as level was concerned. But we had a leak and it filled the bilge up with diesel. Caused some other issues in our transmission, so we were repairing that, and we had to lift the engine out, but it's actually gotten to the point where it's really easy. And you can see everything's pretty much still connected. We just disconnected the exhaust and the output shaft, and then we just lifted it up a couple inches. See right there on the motor mounts, that's all lifted up. So anyway, it doesn't take very long, but I will show you how we're going to repair this here in a second. Alright, so here's inside of our tank. This is the far right side, and as you can see, I tried JB Weld. This one is specifically for fuel tanks. I know there's a couple of them out there that aren't. This one is. And it didn't work. As you can see, the fuel tank doesn't look bad. It's folded on that seam there, folded on that seam there, and then welded on the ends. And it's in that weld down there in that corner where my leak is at. So the problem, here's the problem. This is the hatch that you use to access the tank. It's not big enough to get the tank out. And so I could separate the boat here. This seam runs all the way around and lift off everything from here up. You can see this combing comes over right here. I can't weld it in place. It's leaking diesel, and so I've got, this space around there that is contaminated with diesel basically, and I don't want to go and heat up that corner down there, not knowing what's going on the other side. And I know that there's plywood underneath this tank. So what are we going to do? Let me show you. This is what we're going to use. The gold standard tank sealer. This 1 gallon can is $120. This is the only one that works with all type of fuels and is also works with aluminum. That combination I haven't seen in any other ones, any other tank sealers. But in order to use that, we have to etch the aluminum. So there's a second product. I have it in that box right there. And so we're going to clean the tank out, and you can see there's still some residue from earlier stuff. The diesel, there was a little bit of sediment down in there. Here's each bay. There's 4 bays. They're each divided by a baffle, and that's to keep the fuel from sloshing around. This is the dirtiest end, and it's got it's probably crap from years, and of course also my shavings from cutting the access hole in there. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and seal this tank. First thing we got to do is now clean this out real good. I've got some denatured alcohol. That way it evaporates very fast. And then we'll etch it. And then we will seal it. And then we're going to make some access plates. This one I cut a little larger. My plan is to put a piece of plexiglass over it and make a seal. And then that way I can put my fuel measuring unit right here and be able to physically see what's going on. Cool. Alright, let's get going. Alright, so here's the conclusion of our tank sealing project. You can see we've got stuff flowed everywhere. We filled the tank up with water and left it for a week, and it did not budge. I'll throw in a picture of that. So we sealed it. We were able to seal this. Now this product, you're supposed to roll it around the tank, and we obviously could not roll this tank around, so that is why there's a little bit of puddling there. But it is water cured, and we waited more than the 96 hours to fill it, and we're gonna fill it with diesel now. So the next thing is we're gonna do some diesel processing. All right, kind of interesting. This is a glob of that tank sealer on a piece of, what do you call it, paper towel, and the carport right there is dirty as heck, but it still managed to I mean, that's some hard stuff. That's a lot stronger than I thought it would be for just like a rubberized tank sealing product. So anyway, there's that. Here's the tank full with water. We left it like this for a week, and not a single drop was lost.